Good afternoon, Steve Brooks here. Thank you for joining me today on Inside Look by Brooks. Today we're going to talk about motorcycle accidents. Now, motorcycle accidents are some of the worst accidents that we as personal injury attorneys come across. And I can tell you that growing up, my dad was an internal medicine doctor. And I can remember him as a young kid, going to the emergency room on weekends and nights when he was on call. And so growing up, he would talk about how dangerous motorcycles were because he saw the end result in the emergency room. And he would never let my brother or sisters or me to have or drive a motorcycle when I was growing up. Now, I enjoy motorcycle riding. There's nothing as freeing and as fun as riding on a motorcycle. But there's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. And in fact, I teamed up with Joe Strohmeyer from Joe's Motorcycle School, and we wrote a book a couple years ago called Florida Motorcycle Accidents. And if you want a copy, just shoot me an email at steve@brookslawgroup.com. And I'll give you, and just say motorcycle book, and we'll send you a motorcycle book. Make sure you give me your address so we can send it to the right place. But I wanted to write a book because we see a number of motorcycle accidents as attorneys, and we kind of wrote it from two angles. We wrote it from the angle of how to prevent an accident, what tips, and that was mainly Joe's role in writing the book. And I wrote the book about what to do if you're in an accident, how to perfect your case, how to make your case better. But as we all know, motorcycle accidents, because you don't have the protection of a car around you, you don't have the engine block in front of you, you don't have the fenders or the bumpers. It's really just you're out there in the wind. And whatever you run into, if it's a semi-truck or a car or another motorcycle or a sign, it's not going to be pretty. And I have some pretty startling statistics to talk about today. Back when I wrote this book, we had researched the U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, and for every 100,000 cars registered in the United States, 13 people end up in fatal crashes out of 100,000 cars. Out of 100,000 motorcycles, the number is a staggering 6 times greater, 5 times greater, 72 deaths. So literally riding a motorcycle is 500% greater in terms of your chance of being killed in an accident. And it's logic. I mean, you don't have the protection of the car around you. And that just being injured in a motorcycle versus a car is 35 times greater. So in Florida, we're one of the states where we're warm year round and we don't require helmets. So there's a lot of motorcycles activity year round. And as a law firm, we see a lot of head injuries, and we do see a lot of death. We see a lot of concussions, broken limbs, facial disfigurement. So out of all the motorcycle accidents, 43% of them are serious. And when I say serious, that's either going to be death, some kind of broken bone, or scarring, facial disfigurement. So it is you definitely are taking your life in your own hands when you're riding a motorcycle. In this book, Joe did a great job of authoring riding tips, how to avoid accidents, what the Florida, we went into what the Florida's laws are, what insurance you can buy. So it's a great book, and it will provide a lot of insight into how to be not only a safer rider, but what to do if you are in an accident. One thing that we have found, it's important for us to get, a team out to view the accident scene and to view the vehicles that were involved in the accident. road conditions, the ending vehicle conditions, those are all important things. And vehicles that were in wrecks disappear. Parts get lost. So it's important for your team to get out there quickly and to get the evidence, to document the evidence, get pictures of the evidence. If an expert is required, to get the expert to where the evidence is. So you don't want to wait to do that. 98% of people in a motorcycle accident, and again, this is coming from the same study, suffer injury. So you almost have 100% chance if you're riding a motorcycle and you're in an accident that you're going to be injured. 45% of those are going to be serious. So I just plead with all my fellow motorcycle riding buddies and brothers out there and sisters to be careful, refresh your knowledge about what you can do to avoid an accident. Shoot me an email. I'll be glad to send you this free book. Also, if you have any questions about motorcycle accidents, or if we can help you in any way, my email is steve@brookslawgroup.com. Feel free to contact me. We do a lot of motorcycle cases. We are an all injury law firm, so injury law is the only law we practice, and we only do it from the plaintiff side. We only represent injured plaintiffs. So thank you for joining me today. Look forward to seeing you next time on Friday's Inside Look by Brooks. Thank you.